What's going on, everybody? Um, I never thought I'd be making a semi-serious video about Generation 4 random battles or any random battle format for that matter. But I am watching this thread kind of develop in real time, and I want to give my thoughts in semi-real time to what I think is a combination of poor decision making, lack of planning, and myriad of other things, which I'll get to eventually. This is going to be very BKC style. I don't have any notes. This is just kind of off the cuff stuff. I just finished work, and as we all do after work, we analyze random battle stuff. Um, so short and sweet. See from the title, Stealth Rock was banned from Gens 4 and 5. Um, I don't play Gen 5 too often anymore. I used to. I'm relatively certain I would be against banning Stealth Rock in Gen 5 like I am Gen 4. But for starters, right? Insane change, guys. What are we doing here? Um, Genuinely, like crazy. I get it. You looked at the Random Battles tour replays, but like that's quite it. I think from what I've gathered, like everything I've read, guys, you've banned it off of an analysis performed by the most recent like team tour. That is wild. I get it. It's a random battle. I know there's gonna be people that are like, oh, faint. Like it's just a random battle. It's not like it's OU. I don't care, right? Isn't the point to have like a philosophy of like how these things go? Or like suspect test things or things of that nature. I don't know what the hell happened in the little private, 8 or 9 people that are on this council that decided that this was the right move, but it's insane. And you all admitted that. I looked at the notes. You all basically admit, like, this is kind of a crazy change. Let's do it anyway. That also really questionable decision making. Some of you pointed out, like, actual concerns that were just like, I'll vote for it anyway. Again, insane. If I'm like part of the like Smogon Council Oversight Committee, I'm looking at this and going, what the hell are they doing in the random battle section of the website? But I digress. There's more things to talk about. Um, I saw a post that I just want to say like, so a cake wearing a hat. I apologize if I'm going to be you know confronting you in this video, but you kind of are like the token person, right? That this entire thread is about. You admit yourself that you are the only person that has the ability to effectively put a another vote towards this, or um, just flat out like allow Stealth Rock again. Um, which is weird because fundamentally, what the hell's the point of the council then? Like, I'm sorry, like, unless I'm missing something, the council can vote to do something, and then you can just go, never mind, and seemingly that is the final say. Like, I get it, you're the lead, but like that's not really a council at that point, right? Like that's just your um whatever you want, right? Um, it seems like you got a lot of pushback. I mean, the ban took effect 2 days ago, and a lot of people have been largely posting that they are against the Stealth Rock ban. Um, and you kind of pivoted immediately from going, "Hey, I'm open to community disagreements and stuff of that nature." Um, but at the same time, you're now kind of you then posted this, which really pissed me and some other folks off, where you say, for reference, we'd love to see feedback from people who are actually playing the new format right now. You like this is just like opening with dismissiveness. Your default assumption is to assume that we are all like boomer like old heads that maybe played Gen 4 Rambats like 4 years ago, and we're just like, wow, this is awful. When everyone in this thread like plays incredibly often, including after Wednesday. I made an alt for this. I get it. I only have 15 games, but I made an alt just to play this awful metagame. In my time, and let me just say this: when you ban something like Stealth Rock, which the genre-defining move of Gen 4, it's really easy to see the changes before and after, right? I've played a Rest Talk Wormadam. I played against it. It was complete ass. You could make it level 100. It's still going to be useless. I've played a Shuckle with Encore Knockoff, Toxic, and Rest. Also complete ass. Um, like the amount of mons that just became useless, right? When the prior stance was, hey, like let's take these shitty mons and like, if they learn Stealth Rock, we'll enforce Stealth Rock and like, give them some kind of niche. You've basically removed that entirely. Simultaneously, I played I had a choice band Ninjask, which I'll admit when I first saw, I didn't even realize that Baton Pass was banned. I'm fine with that ban. But I saw that and I thought to myself, what the hell is this? But then I realized I can literally just click U turn over and over and over again. And I have no, like, there's no counterplay against that. I just have the fastest mon in the game able to freely click U turn with over 300 attack. And it's like level 86. So it's not like we're talking like a, you know, relatively average choice band in Mon. I have like just free pivot access. Um, so I think this tells me that you're in kind of a like defensive if you're opening up, blah blah blah. Um, so again, you double down like you're saying like no one posting in this thread is playing right now, which I just showed is untrue, and other folks also showed like, hey, I'm an active player, I'm playing right now. I think this is a bad decision. You can't just basically say like I only want to hear from the opinions of people that have started playing Gen 4 Rambats Wednesday onwards, right? That's not how that works. Anyone that plays this format is going to recognize that Stealth Rock is not up. And Texas says that right now. It's not sour grapes. These are people that are passionate about the format, right? I love this tier. I was like one of the like earliest people I think to be like random battles takes skill. It's not like a jokey like, oh, it's always a 50-50. No, it's not. Every single person that has ever played in a random battles tournament or at a high level knows that there is skill involved in random battles. So again, yeah, this is not sour grapes. These are people that know what they're talking about. Um, and then it's weird, like you're saying you're trying to help. Um, but in order for a revote to happen, two of the council would need to want one. Again, though, what is the point of the council, man? When it's like your decision at the end of the day, I think you mentioned that at some point. Um, I don't know. As I go through this thread, I just find more and more like contradictions. This post by Ant talking about how random bells is a format where changes are not drastic because there's no like team sheets and stuff like that. I don't know why you liked it because you admit in your like this is you um if we do this there will be a potential 6 months to get a like balancing cycle for levels. You can't agree with both of these statements. I will meet you, like I'll try to be good faith and say like a like doesn't mean you agree with it, because I'm sure that will be your defense. I 100% believe that you are agreeing with this post, but you can't agree with this post while simultaneously thinking that the tier will take up to 6 months to be balanced again. Again, this is a drastic change. Baton Pass being banned, not a drastic change. That affects a few months that learn Baton Pass, and then you just limit their ability to, it's like Ninjask, right? And like I can't even think of other like setup sweep, Baton Pass mons that immediately break the game. Maybe missed Giraffe Rig or something, Calm Mind Baton Pass, but very few other mons would be affected. That's a change that this would be true for. Not true for Stealth Rock. Anyone's agreeing with this has never played a format, or definitely not played this format, because it is very very evident what the format was like with Stealth Rock and what it's like without Stealth Rock. It's insane without rocks. Um, this user is pointing out the same things. Like, but they bring up Shedinja, which is a great point. I haven't seen anyone mention Shedinja. I haven't run into one yet, and I haven't gotten one. What the hell do you do against Shedinja? Because in my 15 games, I have not gotten spikes. I've gotten T spikes, but like, what is the goal with Shedinja? And again, like Shedinja is a perfect example of how this is not true. This post is just not true because a mon like Shedinja is in a metagame with no stealth rock, but with focus sash. So it's like, what is going on? And then like, dude, just posts like these where it's like, I don't know if you think you're being dogpiled or something. My honest take is that you don't believe that like within 48 hours people could be so against a drastic decision like this that they would just be like, hey, there's no way in hell this is this was the right move. And so you're basically trying to ask for more time without wanting to be explicit about that. um yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm sorry. This is just like, I literally feel like I had to do a video about this because A, I'm banned. Thankfully, I had Ashley post my post, which I think explains a lot about this stuff. But just your tone after, just assuming that like we're all like not playing the tier after this change, is fundamentally not true. Like, we know, we see it, dude. We know in like 3 games you're just like, oh, that's a Reggie steal. Oh, I know it doesn't have rocks anymore, so okay, it's probably gonna be Restock Curse, or it's gonna be like Estos Toxic, whatever. But like, fundamentally, the game plan around that mon changes, right? Because you know that there's no stealth rock set anymore, so like, oh, okay, I don't even really need to worry about like, or the worry you have is like they'll click toxic more often, which is kind of what this format is gonna turn into, which is just like click toxic, um, which I don't think is any healthier than stealth rock, if we're being honest. Like, a format where you can just freely click toxic on any incoming mon, that's not fun to play. So if someone was against stealth rock, I would hope they're also against like toxic spam, which is what all or 90% of these stealth rock mons have just become, which is click toxic and hope a steel type doesn't come in. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. It's yeah, like, either you guys gotta like come together as a council. I would really love to see like the who voted what, and I would love for them to chime in here because, to my knowledge, you're the only person on the council that has made their stance. Well, I mean, there's the other two in here, Livid and Shadows, and at least Shadows. I don't know who that is. I thought this was Shadows. At least Beta Thunder, who is clearly pro ban, keeps coming back to their analysis, which I think is deeply flawed, but they're at least showing like why they think that. We need You need to get the council that voted on this to get in here and explain why they voted against this. It was what, an 8-1 decision. That should be that's overwhelming, right? Like, that should be the most clear ban of all time, and yet every player is telling you the opposite. So something is fundamentally wrong between how the council is handling things, like up in the like council court or whatever, and then the people that are actually playing the tier, which is who is talking in this thread. Um, so yeah, obviously I don't expect like you to get super detailed, but I hope you see this video because I want to believe that you actually want Gen 4 to be better, but it's hard to believe that when a move that defines the entirety of a generation was just banned on a whim. No suspect test, no nothing. The context we got was we heard people don't like it, so we just got rid of it. I would love a response to that because, truthfully, to me, that's the worst part about this. Is just like, the council seems to have unlimited power, um, at least as long as you agree with it. Because based on your wording, if you don't agree with it, you can just undo it or just strike it down. So yeah, I know this was incredibly rambly, but it seems I don't know. This was just probably like genuinely like I've seen a lot of crazy tiering decisions on Smogon in my time. Most of the time in tiers I don't play, but to me this is like not just because I'm biased because I enjoy the format. This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen, and that's why, as I'm sure you read my previous comment, which was rightfully deleted. That's why I made that though, because it truly was insane. Like this is insane to just do this on a whim. But hopefully you'll see this, and I would love if you could respond in the thread. Yeah, thanks.